Every QA team I've ever talked to says they follow the testing pyramid. Then I open their codebase, and what's in there is not a pyramid. It's a shape no software architecture textbook has ever drawn. It's a disaster, folks. Look at this mess. If you're a QA engineer, an SDET, or a QA lead, this matters for one reason. The testing pyramid is the difference between a regression suite that finishes in 8 minutes and one that takes 45, fails for no reason, and gets ignored by half your team. Most of the pipeline pain in your office traces back to a pyramid that isn't actually a pyramid. Here's what we're covering: why the shape is math, not opinion, the 3 layers you're missing, and the 5-minute test that tells you if yours is real or imaginary. Mike Cohn put the testing pyramid into the world in 2009 in Succeeding with Agile. 3 layers: wide base of unit tests, middle layer of integration tests, and a narrow top of end-to-end tests. People treat this like a style choice. It's not. Unit tests are fast, milliseconds each. A modern runner can rip through 10,000 of them in the time it takes to brew coffee. Integration tests are slower because they cross real boundaries: a database, a service, a queue. Tens to hundreds of milliseconds each. End-to-end tests are the slowest because they drive real browsers and real timing. Seconds each, sometimes a minute. If a regression suite has to fit inside a CI budget, and every suite does, where should the volume be? At the bottom, where it's cheap. There's a second reason: stability. Unit tests are deterministic, same input, same output every time. End-to-end tests are the least deterministic. They fail for reasons unrelated to code, timing, animations. You want them at the bottom for trust. Here's the dev versus QA tell. Devs love unit tests because they're fast and they pass. QA loves end-to-end tests because they catch the bugs that actually ship. The pyramid was the truce. Everybody pretended to be happy while the truce lasted. But the truce is broken, folks. We're writing one massive E2E test instead of 10,000 units. It's madness. Absolute madness. We need to get back to the 3 layers, the deal of a lifetime for your pipeline. Layer 1, unit tests. A unit test exercises one function, one class, one small thing in isolation. External dependencies are mocked. Database mocked. HTTP call mocked. The test asks one question: does this function return the right output? What unit tests catch? Bad logic, wrong math, forgotten edge cases, null handling. The kind of bug that's a single line of code wrong. What they don't catch: anything about how your function behaves when wired up to the real system. Layer 2, integration tests, sometimes called service tests or contract tests. The differences matter at the senior level, but conceptually they all share one thing: the mocks come off. They hit a real database. They call a real service. They catch wiring problems, schema mismatches, auth bugs, and serialization issues. Behavior at the boundary where your code meets someone else's. What they don't catch: anything that requires the full user journey. We need more. Layer 3, end-to-end tests, sometimes called UI tests or system tests. The naming gets fuzzy, but the idea is consistent. The test drives the system the way a real user would. Real browser, real clicks, real timing, real pain when they fail. What they catch: the bug that hides in the seams, the button not wired to the right route, the feature flag set wrong. What they don't do well: pinpoint the bug. When an E2E test fails, you know something is wrong, but you don't know what. So how do you tell if yours is real or imaginary? You need the 5-minute test. Pull 3 numbers right now. If you can't tell what layer a test belongs to just from its file path, that's already a massive yellow flag. Number 1, total count of tests in each layer. How many unit, how many integration, how many end-to-end? If your UI tests outnumber your units, you're building an ice cream cone, not a pyramid, and it's going to melt. Number 2, total runtime. Unit suite should finish in under a minute. Integration under 5. End-to-end can be longer, but if it's over 15, you have a real problem. You're losing money and time every single day. Number 3, flake rate on green code. Run the suite 3 times. Count how many tests fail in at least one run without any code changing. That's your flake rate. And if it's over 2%, your suite is a liar. You can't trust it. Now interpret. If your E2E count is bigger than your integration count, your pyramid is upside down. If your E2E runtime is bigger than your unit runtime, your pyramid is upside down. The tests at the top have spread their unreliability. A real testing pyramid will sit somewhere around 70% unit, 20% integration, and 10% end-to-end by count. The exact ratios vary by codebase. The shape doesn't. This is the standard, folks. Don't settle for less. 3 things Monday morning. This is the call to action. Number 1, audit the shape. Pull the 3 numbers, counts, run times, flake rate, put them in a doc and share it with the team. The doc itself becomes the conversation. Number 2, push tests down. For the next 3 weeks, every time someone writes a new end-to-end test, ask the question, could this be an integration test instead? Most can. Most aren't, because writing higher is easier in the moment. Number 3, set a CI budget and defend it. Pick a number, 20 minutes, 15, 10, whatever is honest for your project. Put it on a dashboard. When CI duration crosses the line, you must optimize or remove a test. It's the only way. The pyramid is a shape you maintain, not a shape you achieve. Code grows, test count grows. The shape stays the same only because somebody, usually QA, actively defends it. Are you going to be that defender? Are you ready? Question for the comments. What does the shape of your suite look like right now? Pull the numbers and tell me what you find. I'll reply to the most interesting ones, especially the wildly upside down ones. Let's fix them together. If this was useful, subscribe. If you want me to look at your project on camera, drop the repo in the comments. Catch you next time. Methodology over luck, folks.